You never get a second chance to make a first impression. I want to say to you that you don't necessarily need a second chance to make a first impression. What you need to do is to master the art of making positive impressions 10,000 times. But to do this, you need to master your game. My intention today is to give you a lot of nuggets that will help you to master the game of success. Today, we're going to be looking at success, and part of what I intend to do is to help you to see success through the lens of art and science. All right. So it's going to be a pretty exciting program today. So I want you to call a friend and tell a friend that we are on today, and a lot of gems are going to be dropped today. Now, I want to begin today's program by saying to you, success can be like one, two, three. When you understand the right tools that you should be applying to attain success. To get you really understanding this concept, I want you to ask yourself, what exactly is success? And I want you to ask yourself this question because we have so many people across the world that are struggling to attain success, but you just don't fully understand what you are struggling to attain. So, what I'm going to do today is to unpack a lot of lessons and concepts around this term success. Now, one of the first thing that I want you to focus on is to see success from three different stages. And I will give you the three stages. All right. So get your pen, get your paper, and I want you to take some notes here. I want you to see success in three different stages. First, stage one is what we're going to call small and average success. The second stage is what we're going to call medium level success. And the third stage is what we're going to call large and major accomplishments. Now, let us begin to examine each of them. Small success, small and average success might be referred to as you making a decision to take a trip to the movie with your loved one and following through with this. That is considered small and average success. A second example can be you have made a decision to take the dog or take your pet to the vet and you've actually followed through with this. That in itself is success. There's also the second tier of success, which we call medium level success. This one might be a little bit more difficult for you to attain, but let us examine it. You've made a decision to attain academic excellence. So you've made this decision and you've actually attained academic excellence in a specific field of studies. That in of itself is success. Another example that I want to give is that you have made a decision to start a small business and you have followed through with this concept. That in of itself is a success. So you need to give yourself a big tap on the back. And I'm going through all of this to really help you to understand success and what it means. Because only yesterday we had, a discussion with some youths, and they had some challenges to truly identify success. Now let's look at the third stage of success, and this is what we call large and major accomplishments. What this can be, for example, large and major success or accomplishment can be things like you attaining financial independence. So you made a decision that you want to attain financial independence. And in making that decision, you apply arts and you apply science to achieve it. We'll talk about the arts and sciences now. This in of itself is a major accomplishment because many people, you go through your life with hopes and dreams and aspiration to get to this point of financial independence, and you never get there. Another example that I want to give is that you make a decision to start and scale a business and then go IPO, initial public offer. That in of itself is success. So what I've done here today, I've given you three stages of success, but I'm not going to leave you here. I'm going to go deeper into these concepts so as to ensure that moving forward, you can be at your A game when you're positioning yourself to go after success, to attract success. Now, I want to say a few more things about success before we do that deeper dive into what success really is. To attain success, what is common here, you have to make a decision that you want to be successful in a particular area. Second, you need to be able to take action or inform action. And there are differences between taking action and inform action. I'm not going to get into that today, but I want to show you that there are major differences. Now, when you take the right action and the right inform action, you're now better positioned to attract the results that you want. So it's important for you to get this right. I want to continue by saying that not all stages of success is easy to accomplish. And I will examine this shortly and really help you to understand the differences between these stages of success and why one may be easier to accomplish than the other. Now, here it is. To understand the art and the science of success is to understand the blueprint to attain large and major accomplishment. And I want to repeat this one because what we're going into today is help you to understand what success is. And alongside that is to also help you to understand what is the art of success and what is the science of success. And when you understand this body of knowledge, you will be able to attain success like 1, 2, 3. So it's about you being able to learn, apply, and master the right tools and apply them in every area of your life. Now, success is the ability to set clear goals, big or small, and realize them. And I know for a fact that they have so many millions of people across the world. This is the beginning of 2024, and you have set your New Year resolutions. But guess what? I'm certain that many of you will not attain it because, again, you're not trained to see success through the lens of art and science. And this type of program is what's going to bring you much closer to developing that type of mindset. Now, before I do that deep dive into today's program, I want to say one more thing. I want to tell you about the High Net Worth Investors Guide and what they are doing. Now, the High Net Worth Investors Guide is really designed to provide the blueprint for you to attain large and major accomplishment. And I'm really trusting that you, my audience, you are not going to just settle for average, small and average accomplishments. Nothing wrong with that. Or you're not going to just settle for medium level accomplishments. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want you to see it in yourself that you have the ability to attain large and major accomplishment. You have this in your DNA, all right? But you have to learn how to master your A game. And that is how to master the art and the science of really positioning yourself to make first impression 10,000 times. Not one time. You want to master your A game. So every time you come to front, you're at your A game. Now, what I want us to do is to take a deeper dive into what success really represents. Early on, we talk about three stages of success. We talk about small and average success. We spoke about medium level success, and we talk about large and major accomplishment. So let's put a face to all of this because moving forward, I really want to give you the tools that you can apply instantly to position yourself for success. So we know what success is now because we have given you an example of what success is. There's small and medium, and there's also large success. But what is the process to attain these level of success? And I want us to examine this. We're looking now at the art to attain the success and the science to bring you to the destination that you want, the success that you want to accomplish. So again, it's to see success through the lens of art and science. Now, let me first of all also begin by examining what is art. Now, art is strategies, it's repeatable tools and processes and systems that you're going to use to communicate information to attain a desired end results. And I want to repeat this very clear. Art in this context is strategies, it's repeatable tools and processes, it's systems that you're going to use to communicate information to attain a desired end results. And let me examine this. We're talking here by looking at small and average accomplishments. So one of those small and average accomplishments, and an example is you've decided to take a trip to the movies with your fiance. Is there an art and science to this? Do you just wake up today and you just say, I'm gonna look anyhow, shabby, any looking. I just go grab my fiance's hands and just say, let's go to the movie. Is that the kind of impression that you want to make? Is that your A game? Now, if that's not your A game, if that's not the first impression that you want to make, and you want to make a strong, positive first impression, but you want to do this 1,000 times, 10,000 times, you got to start thinking about strategies, how to make that first impression on my fiance. So from the time she sees me, you are rocking and rolling. You're making a strong impression, and she's saying hip hip hooray. But if you show up looking all shabby looking, guess what's going to happen? You're going to repel that beautiful girl out of your life, or that handsome guy out of your life. That's not your A game. So let's look at things that you would need to look at if you really want to play this at the A game. So we're talking here strategies now, because you want to make an impression on your fiance. So some of the things that you would really have to consider now, it's early in the morning and you have a date and you want to make an impression. So what's your strategy? So you're now out of bed or off the couch. You get out of bed or you get out of the couch, and what do you do next? You want to make sure that you floss the teeth, so when you're speaking to her, you're giving good vibes with your order. You want to ensure that you take a bath, so when you're sitting next to her, she's getting that, aromatic odor. These are all strategies. These things just don't happen. To make an impression, a first impression, like a master 10,000 times, you have to be intentional with what you're doing. Now, I'm going somewhere with this. To attain success, the same principle applies. In this case, we're looking at small and average success, but I'm going to come to the bigger one shortly. So you want to floss the teeth, you want to take the bath, you want to, fix your hair, you want to do the cologne and the fragrance, and you want to get dressed. These are some of the things, strategies that you want to focus on. In getting dressed, you want to make sure that the pants is well pressed, it is pleated right, and all these things is part of your strategy. You don't want to pick up dirty clothes and just go to make that type of impression. What I'm saying to you, there's an intention, there's a mindset behind attracting success, and if you get this wrong, you can hurt yourself. So the process and strategies that we're going through here, we're looking at a number of things. So you have gone through this. You've flossed the teeth, you have taken the bath, you have fixed the hair, you have done the cologne and the fragrance, you have dressed yourself all up properly. Next step, you get the keys and you get the wallet with the money. You don't want to show up at this date and you don't have the money, right? You don't want to make that type of impression. All right. Then when you put all of this together, now you call the loved ones and you're out to the door. All right. You never get the chance to make a first impression twice. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. But the point that I want to make here is that you want to master the art of making positive first impression 1,000 times. And that's why you want to master everything that I've just said here. You want to master your game. You want to be at your A game when it comes to taking care of yourself and your hygiene. So when you show up with your fiance, when you show up in the boardroom, when you show up, you're making a solid first impression. I just want you to think about this. Now, I want to move to another example here. I want us to move to the medium success because it's important for you to understand where I'm going with all of this. Now, the medium success, the example that I gave early on, is that you are now going after academic excellence. How do you reach academic excellence? How do you attain academic excellence? You just don't wake up and attain academic excellence. It doesn't happen like that. You have to be prepared. You have to be at your A game. But what does that really look like? So we understand what you want to be successful in. And in the last example, you know that you want to be successful in taking your fiance to the movie, but you recognize that you just don't show up any looking, anyhow, and just take that young lady to the movie. You want to be professional about this. If you want to attain academic excellence, what is the blueprint to attain academic excellence? Now, the reason many people struggle to attain success is because they just don't understand the blueprint for success. You're not trained to see things through art and through science. And I'm giving you some of the art and the science today. Now, you want to attain academic excellence. What does that blueprint looks like? The first thing that I want you to consider is get a support community. Yeah, because very often you may not want to do this by yourself. You want to support community. So the area that you want to become excellent in, it might be understanding, debt finance and how to mitigate debt. It might represent understanding project management. It might represent, understanding marketing and branding. It might be understanding the sales communication. Whatever you want to attain academic excellence in, one of the things that you want to do is to build a support group. Get a support group that can really help you to drill in and become anchor to gain a wide range of knowledge in relation to the area that you want to be successful in. All right. The reason that many of you are not going to become successful because you're just taking action. You're just moving in a direction and there's no method to your madness. You want to bring method to the madness. So you have predictable outcome. So starting with that support community is the beginning. You want to get a mentor, someone who have experience in the field. I'm bringing you a blueprint here. You see, it's different from the first stage of success. You want to connect with mentors and you want to connect with coaches. You want to get a sponsor. A sponsor is someone that is going to be there with you and say, I'm going to carry you through this process. I'm going to work with you until you attain the end results that you're going after. These things play a very pivotal and significant role in helping you to attain success. All right. You want to now develop healthy daily habits towards your goals. What is your daily habits looking like? So you want to attain academic excellence, but what is your daily habits looking like? There are many of you want to be successful, but what is the blueprint? What is the art to attain the level of success that you're going after? If you don't know this, is the reason why you're going to struggle, because you just know that, hey, I want to accomplish this. But what is the method? What is the strategies? What is the process? What is the tools? What is the systems that you need to be using to attain the level of success that you want to attain in all aspects of your life? If you don't know this, you're going to challenge. You're going to struggle. But when you know this, guess what? Success becomes like counting 1, 2, 3 because you know exactly what the method is. You have a blueprint. All right. So you look at your daily habits and you also develop what we call daily evaluation and mitigation schedule. Do you have a daily evaluation and mitigation schedule? So you're looking at the things that you should be doing on a daily basis. Perhaps it might represent talking to your mentor, talking to your coach, engaging with your sponsors. You perhaps need to be doing this on a regular basis. You need to also practice your daily habits. You're looking at this and you evaluate it now, whether you're consistent with what you're doing or inconsistent. Now, if you're inconsistent, the way you mitigate this is by ensuring that you are now consistent with the action that you're taking to attain success. Without this, you're going to struggle. The last point that I want to make here is you need to celebrate your small wins. Okay? Celebrate your small wins. So, small and average success, you want to celebrate that too. Give yourself a tap on the back. You deserve it. You deserve it. Now, I want to come to another concept, another example, because we are examining here. You want to be successful, but what is the tools that you're using to become successful? If you don't know those tools, again, you're going to struggle. So I want to look now at starting a small business. So you're in the US and you've made a decision to start a small business and you've actually followed through with this. But what is the process? What strategies and tools and processes and systems are you using to actually do this? Now, if you don't know this, you may want to set up a small business, but you're going to struggle with this. And why you're going to struggle with this? Because you don't have a blueprint. All right. You are not prepared to make a first impression, not once, but 10,000 times because you are mastering your A game. So let me give a face to this. If you want to set up your business, there's a number of things you need to do. I'm just giving you some of the blueprints. I'm not going deep into it. I'm giving you a high-level overview today. Over a period of time, we're going to go deeper into this. One of the first things you need to consider when you're attempting to set up your business in the U.S. is, one, you need to have your business license. The U.S. Secretary of State is going to help you with that. You need to get your EIN and your ITIN. You need to get your PAYDEX score. You can get that from DNB. You need to focus on your SIC code and your NACE code. You need to get your 411 listed. You need to get your business checking account to your business savings account. You need to focus on branding and marketing because here's where you're going to get visibility, reach, and impact. You need to do your business fundability stress test because the business will need funding. So these are important concepts that I want you to focus on because it is by understanding not only what you want to be successful in, but it's taking the time to understand what is the art to attain this success and what is the science in attaining this success. That's what's going to really position you to be more successful in what you're going after. You see, many persons, again, you just know that you want to be successful, but you don't really pause and ask yourself, what is the strategies? What is the tools? What is the processes? And what is the systems that I need to use to attain success? Now, you may not have the answer for everything, but that's why you have mentors. That's why you have coach. That's why you have a supportive community to help you navigate the rough terrains of life. Now, I'm saying all of this because I want you to be successful in your life and in your business. All right. I want you to be successful. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to the third part of the examples of success that we looked at. We talk about large and major accomplishment. And we look at two examples when we look at large and major accomplishment. We talk about financial independence, and everybody should want to know how to attain financial independence. I'm going to give you some tips here. of what we have been using, what has been successful, some of the best practices I will talk with you about shortly. All right. We will also talk about large and major success in the context of financial independence and in the context of starting, scaling, and going IPO. Now, just before I get into the meat of this, I just want to pause a bit and encourage you to call a friend and tell a friend that to join this program. Send a link. I want to also encourage you to subscribe to this program. So you will be the first to get these nuggets that we are bringing to you on a regular basis. We are bringing this content to you because we want you to win in business and to win in life. You deserve it. But it's not enough for me to say to you that you were born with the potential to achieve greatness. You need to believe in yourself and you need to make the commitment to want to achieve greatness. You need to make the commitment to connect with a mentor, to connect with a coach, to connect with a sponsor, to build a supportive community that is going to help you to position yourself to attain success in every aspect of your life. You owe it to yourself. All right. And we, again, are committed to this process. I must also mention two entities, the High Net Worth Investors Guide. They have designed this content in collaboration with the bestseller portal. If you look behind me, you see the bestseller portal. They have designed this content. To learn more about the bestseller portal, I encourage you to go to the bestsellerportal.org and you can learn so much from these entities. Now, on the bestseller portal, you're going to get lots of books that's going to be helping you in business. One of the books that I encourage you to go and get is Master the Sales Communication Process. This book is a beautiful book. You will learn a lot about, how to start and scale a business, the fastest way to cash flow your business. You will learn about what is the MVO, your minimum viable offer, your most viable offer, your maximum viable offer. So I do encourage you to go to this website and get these books. And here, what else you're going to get? On this website, you're going to get greetings cards, not just any greetings card. You ever met someone or know someone and you're looking for cards to really express how you truly feel about that someone, but you just don't find those cards? Right here, search no more. You can go to this website. All right. You can go to this website, try it out now, and you can look at those cards. So whether you want to express yourself to your wife or to your husband, to your friend, to your mom, all right, there's cards that are beautifully written, all right, by best-selling authors. That's going to really help you to express your inner deep feelings for those loved ones in your life. So I encourage you to go to the website and get those cards. So I now come right back to today's topic. Today we're looking at success can be like 1, 2, 3 when you know exactly what to do. So we're looking at what is success, and we're also looking at success in the context of the art of success and the science of success. Today I may not go into the science of success, but you at least have the art of success. You know what is success. We look at 3 stages of success, and I'm giving you now the art to attain success. So I want to begin by saying that I want to just repeat what I said about success, the art of success. Art is strategies, repeatable tools, processes, and systems used to communicate information to achieve an end result. In this context, you want to attain financial independence. But what is the strategies that attain this? What are the repeatable tools that you can use and processes and systems that you can use to attain financial independence? Again, the reason that you're going to struggle with this is because you just know that you want to attain financial independence. But the pathway, the strategy, the tools, the processes, the systems to help you to attain the success that you want, you don't know it. And very often, when you start to learn what it takes to be successful, you get scared. And instead of committing a week, a month, a year to learn, apply, and master the tools that you should be learning, applying, and mastering, you run away from it. And guess what? 5 year pass, a decade pass, your whole life pass in front of you, and you never attain the success because you decide to chicken out and run away from the challenge. But life is not for the weak at heart, right? Life is for the strong. And I trust that my audience, you're strong. I believe in you. And it's necessary that you begin to believe in yourself if you're not believing in yourself. So let's talk about a pathway, the strategies, the tools, the processes, the systems to bring yourself to financial independence. And I want to begin by saying this. What strategy you should deploy? It begins with you understanding financial instruments. Yes, you want to understand money. You're going after financial independence, but you don't understand financial instruments. And what exactly do I mean by understanding financial instruments? And let me give an example. Money comes in different forms. Financial instruments is represented by different tools. For example, there is debt financing. Do you really understand what is debt financing? There is equity capital. Do you understand what is equity capital? There is creative financing. You need to understand what is creative financing. There is credit capital, and you need to understand what is credit capital. There is hard money lending, and you need to also commit time to understand what is hard money lending. You see, many of you, you want to play the money game, but you don't understand how the money game is played. And that is why you have 1% of the global population that really commit the time, the talent, and the resources to learn, apply, and master the money game, who always win at the money game. You want a second chance to make a first impression? Or do you want to learn, apply, and master the art of science of making positive first impressions 10,000 times? Are you prepared to make that type of commitment to the level of success that you want? Again, I'm giving you a high level overview because I can take all of these financial instruments and really help you to understand what is it that you really should know about them if you're preparing to play the money game. You want to, get into financial independence, because the reality is this. You may come into some money, like winning a lottery, but the facts are sure that the majority of the people that wins a lottery, guess what? Their life end up worst off in a few years. Our mission here is to ensure that once you understand what we are talking about, success and the art and science of success, if even you lose, because sometimes you do lose, you know exactly what is the blueprint and the roadmap to get back to the level of success that you want to attain. All right. If you don't know, my advice, get a mentor, get a coach, get a support community, get a sponsor that have this body of knowledge that is serious and committed to helping you to go the next step forward to attain greatness in your life. So understanding financial instruments, and I'm only dealing with it at the surface level, is important for you to know. Now, it's not enough to understand financial instruments. It's equally important to understand capital access strategies, because you want to access capital. You want to really understand the tools, the best tools that is available, and you now want to access capital. Now, why this is important? There are many of you that are thinking to yourself that, hey, I can work my way to financial independence. Quack. The majority of the people, over 90% of the global population, regardless of if you have your doctorate or your master's degree, you hardly likely is going to work your way to financial independence. Because I want to say this also. Becoming financially independent is not only about how much money you make, it's how much money you're able to keep. But add to this also is how much money you're investing wisely. So if you want to master the game, you have to understand how the money game is played. So we're talking now about large and major accomplishment. To accomplish this is much harder, but many of you are going to run because it looks tough. Get a mentor if it looks tough. Get a coach, get a support community, get a sponsor that's going to help you navigate the process. So it's important for you to understand capital access strategies. And there are multiple different pre-qualifications for you to understand. Debt has its own pre-qualification. Equity has its own pre-qualification. Credit has its own pre-qualification. And perhaps credit might be one of the lowest hanging fruits for you to start to access capital. You have things like trade line, where you're going to get the net 30, 60, and 90. You got vendor credit. You got cash credit. I'm not going to go into all of this today, but I'm just whetting your appetite of what is to come, because we believe in you and I want you to believe in yourself. This is the beginning of 2024. And I just want to give you information to ensure that you just don't focus on, I want to be successful, but you understand the art to become successful. You understand the science to become successful. You owe it to yourself to expose yourself to this content of information so you can win. The next concept that I want to talk about, because yes, you may understand what is financial instrument. You may understand how to access capital. But if you don't understand how to leverage capital the smart way, you are a loser. And I repeat this. It is equally important to understand smart capital leverage. You may access the capital because you understand the capital, but the way you leverage capital, instead of you leveraging capital as an asset, you leverage it as a liability. What are positive income producing assets that you should be focusing on? So when we talk about leveraging, understanding smart capital leverage, we are saying to you, you need to understand smart capital leverage. All right? Are you looking at stocks and bonds and mutual funds? And what is really smart about this? You need to know this. Are you looking at REIT, real estate investment trust, and what is smart about this? Are you thinking about S&P 500 and ETF, and what is smart about this? Are you looking at real estate investment, or becoming a flipper, a real estate flipper, where you buy and you renovate, you force the appreciation up, and then you put it back to the market and you cash out? You need to focus on this. You really need to understand clever, creative ways of leveraging capital to position yourself to come to that point of financial independence, financial freedom. You need to understand the money ecosystem. If you don't understand the money ecosystem, you're likely to fail. The last concept that I'm going to talk about here when it comes to financial independence is you need to understand capital mitigation. You see, you may be good at understanding the financial instrument. You may be good at accessing capital. You may be good at even leveraging capital. But I'm going to say this to you. If you don't understand how to mitigate capital, you may not be just leaving the crumbs on the table. You may be leaving half of the cake on the table. Because in debt mitigation and capital mitigation, you're able to control your capital life cycle or debt life cycle. You're able to reduce the cost of the capital. You're able to exit the portfolio earlier, and you have more equity for yourself for you to leverage. Again, I'm not going to go deep into this today. I just want to whet your appetite. So the next time you say, I want to be financially independent, you understand the art of becoming financially independent. So you understand the science. Because it's not enough to say, I want to be successful. It's equally important to understand what it's going to take for you to become successful in every area of your life. We have looked at success from 3 different standpoints here today. We have looked at small and average success. We have looked at medium level success, and we have looked at large and major success. And we want you to play the game of learning and applying and mastering a body of knowledge that really helps you to execute on large and major accomplishments. So I trust that you had that information. You were taking some notes. You could look back at this video. So moving forward, you have a rich content of information on which to grow from. Now, I'm going to come to the last concept here today, and then I'm going to do a recap on today's program. Again, let me repeat this because you understand what is what is success. So you want financial independence. That's a success that you want to go after. That's good. You now want to start a business, scale a business, and take it IPO. That's a success that you want to accomplish. But what is the process to make this happen? Focus on the art and science of success. The art of success, the science of success. What is the process that you need to learn, apply, and master? You see, when you started thinking this way, it is really what positioned you to become successful. The top 100 people, they can lose what they have and they can go back and get it again because they understand not only what they want to accomplish, but they understand the process to realize that dream again over and over and over again 1,000 times. And that's why they will keep building all the time. You look at a lot of successful people, they have hit rock bottom multiple times. All right. You look at the great names, they have hit rock bottom, but guess what? Hitting rock bottom for them is not hitting and falling flat. Hitting rock bottom is a bouncing ball. They've dropped, they fall and they bounce up, they fall and they bounce up because they have or they understand strategies, they understand tools, they understand processes, they understand system. They have a blueprint for success. Do you? My role is to provide that kind of information to you. So, what is the art of success? Art is strategies, repeatable tools and processes and systems that you can use to communicate information to attain a desired end results. The end results that you want to attain in this context is to start a business, scale a business, and take it IPO. I've already looked at what starting a business looks like. So I'm not going to go back through that. Listen back to this program and you will get the step-by-step approach as things you need to consider when you're starting a business. So now let's talk about how to start it, scale it, and take it IPO. Do you have a blueprint to make this happen? Now, just before I go into this, you know, many smart individuals start a business, scale a business, and sell that business. They may take it IPO, then sell that business. And guess what? It's a pathway to financial independence. I was only looking at a program recently. A young lady started a business, a book community, and she sell it for, I think it's over 500 million US dollars, more than $500 million. She don't have to think about where money is going to come from for the rest of her life because I know she's going to take some and put it into a smart investment portfolio. It's going to cash flow when she sleeps. She understands the blueprint. What is your blueprint for 2024? So let's talk about this. How do we start and how do we scale and how do we take a business IPO? You want to commit to building a seven-figure business. Yeah. And there are many things that I can tell you about starting and building a seven-figure business. You want to do this. You can do this. I believe in you. If you don't know how, get a mentor, get a coach, get the right support systems to give you the right direction. All right? I'm not going to go into all of this today. I'm giving you a high-level overview in terms of what is possible. All right? Once you build that seven-figure business, all right, you can now start looking at connecting with private equity investors. All right, private equity investors, they know things perhaps that you don't know, and they can help you navigate some of the rough terrains. The right private equity investors can take you IPO, all right? Because they are also thinking, I want to invest in you, but I want to invest in you for a period of time, and I want to have my exit strategy. So my exit strategy is to take you IPO. IPO, if you never heard the term, is initial public offer, which means that you're no longer a sole trader, you're no longer a private company, you are now publicly traded. And because you're publicly traded, the average person can buy a stock, a bond in your business, and as they invest into your business, you're able to raise hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, billions of dollars through the stock exchange market. And raising these type of capital can really help you to 10x, 20x, 30x the growth of your business. And because of this, you're able to cash flow maximize significantly. This is major accomplishments, large and major accomplishment. So the key here, you see, we start small, but we escalated up the ladder where you're going after bigger and bigger and bigger things. All right. You can raise massive amount of monies. And guess what? When you learn also how to apply what we call the 2080 rule, it's a winning formula. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the 2080 rule. The 2080 rule is where you really master the art of delegation. You see, you cannot become as successful as you can be if you're doing everything, if you're micromanaging most things. But what you want to do is to bring yourself to that point to develop the systems so you have your strategic, tactical, and operational team. And you made a decision. I ain't functioning at the strategic, tactical, and operational. I function at the strategic. I'm the key decision maker. And I'm only functioning at a slice of this cake. I'm not working all over. I'm focusing on the 20% that is most important to me. And I'm delegating the 80% out to competent human resources that has the collective ability, individual and the collective ability to drive the success of the organization. What that is doing for you, it is freeing up time for you, and it is putting you in a position of strength to think about the next big deal, the next big project, the next big cash flow and opportunity. All right. But if you are thinking small, medium, and you want to control things, you want to control everything, it's going to limit how much you can do. It's going to limit you. So you want to learn, apply, and master the 2080 rule. And I want to say to you, go to the bestseller portal, reach out to us. We have books, we have multiple of programs that's really going to help you to learn, apply, and master these concepts. Learn, apply, and master these concepts. I said to you, success can be like 1, 2, 3 when you understand the right tools, the right processes, the right strategies, the right systems to deploy to attain the success that you're going after. Get a mentor, get a coach, get a right support system. If you don't know how, you owe it to yourself this much. All right, so I want to pause here for today. And I trust that you would have enjoyed today's program. We started today's exercise by looking at what is success. So I trust that moving forward, you know what is success. And let me recap this very quickly. We look at success at 3 different stages. We say that there is small and average accomplishments is success. And we give a few examples here. A trip to the movie with your loved one, making this decision and following through with this, that is success. All right. Another small and average success is taking the pet to the vet. You make this decision and you follow through with this. That is success in of itself. It may be small and average, but when you think about the art and science of what you have to deploy here to make it happen, it's success in any case. We also talk about the second stage of success, which is medium level success, medium level accomplishment. And we talk about what it's going to take you to attain academic excellence. All right, it's not enough to just say, I want to be academically excellent, but it's important for you to also pause a bit and ask yourself, What is the mindset? What is the discipline that I need to develop? What is the tools and processes and systems that I need to learn, apply, and master to attain academic excellence? The same principle apply to starting and scaling a business. Because guess what? You start a business, but do you really understand how to move that business forward? We have so many rising stars that starts a business, and guess what? The facts are showing that after 5 years, many of you are not in operation. After 10 years, you have a smaller fraction that exists. Why? Because you simply know you want to start, and perhaps you start, but then you didn't understand the art of managing a business successfully and the science of managing a business successfully. And because you don't understand the business success ecosystem, you undermine a possibility, you undermine a chance to become successful as a rising star in business simply because you didn't understand the process. We also look at the second stage of success, which is large and major accomplishment. And that's the one that I just spoke about. You want to attain financial independence, and you're entitled to this. You work hard, but working hard is not going to necessarily bring you to financial independence. I travel the world and I see persons working hard, but when you get close to understand them, you recognize that, hey, these guys are working paycheck to paycheck. I see highly educated people who has first degree and second degree, but they're still going paycheck to paycheck. You want financial independence is not enough to know that I want to attain this. It's equally important to understand the art to attain this, the art of success and the science of success in this regard. Get a mentor, get a coach, get a sponsor, get a support community that is going to be there behind you to give you that support that you need. We also talk about the art. What is success in terms of starting, scaling, and going IPO? So you had a high level overview of what this process takes. It goes deeper than this. But my role today is just to help you to understand that attaining success can be like 1, 2, 3 when you have the right tools, the strategies, the systems to attain success. If you don't know it and if you don't have it, start with a mentor, start with a coach, build a supportive community, get a sponsor that can help you navigate this ecosystem of success. So, with that being said, I want to say to you, I really trust that you would have enjoyed today's program. I want you to like, subscribe, and share. All right. So, you, first of all, will be the first to get these content, and you're sharing it out to other person who can benefit from this type of information. Again, this program came to you with a kind compliments of the bestseller portal. And I want you to go to the bestseller portal. The link that you can use to go there is thebestsellerportal.org. It also comes to you with a complement of habits and money. That's another platform, habits and money. So be blessed and see you in the next broadcast.